All right, Coach, you guys ended the season with a win. Why was it so important to get that win to end the year?
Yeah, I think, just obviously a testament to the guys and their work ethic through the course of the season. I think they did a great job of just focusing at the task at hand, knowing that we had to go up to a hostile environment and play an outstanding team, in Green Bay. And it was important for us to go up there and play well, try to play well in all three phases and put a good game together, a complete game together. And, I was just real proud and excited for those guys that were able to do that.
I know you'll take some time after the season to kind of assess everyone's performance, including your own, but just as an initial reaction, how do you recap your first year as head coach?
I got a lot to kind of cover there and go back and kind of assess and look at. So it's hard to really say and pinpoint one area. The biggest thing is obviously just want to find a better way to win more often. We got to, get some of those games that we were close in and find a way to win and just get some consistency out on the field and some play that will help us a little bit better. But we'll take a look at all that and try to, do the best we can to make the team better.
What positives can you take away from what this team did this year?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some things that, we built as a foundation, which we needed to do that we can build upon. I think the run game and offense was great for us this year to be able to, string together some 100-yard plus rushers and some 90-yard plus rushing games, which was great by multiple different guys. It wasn't always one player.
Sure.
Certainly the same thing with the flip side of it on the defensive side, being able to stop the run in the second half of the year and to hold some teams under 100 yards. And really, I think we had 5 under 60 yards a game, which was great. And, also for that, on top of that, just building the overall understanding of pass rush and coverage and how it works together and being able to get after the quarterback and apply some pressure with a lot of different people. I think we had maybe 14 different guys have sacks this year. So I think that's, testament to those guys trying to really understand the system and the work and the things that go into it. And hopefully we can improve from there.
It seems like there was a point in this season where things just started to make sense for this defense. What did you feel like clicked for the defense as the season went on?
I think a lot of it is just trying to be consistent with the players that are out there, the scheme, and just being able to, play in that system together after a while. The communication is always critical, like it is, and that's usually the hardest part, and when you get those live game reps, the communication obviously heightens, and that's when you have to be at your best. And I think through a course of the beginning part of the season, we were trying to figure a lot of things out, and as we got to the second half, I thought it really improved. So, that was great to see, and I think the overall production of the defense really grew from that. And, we were able to put some really good games together and put us in a situation to, try to win. But we got to continue to do more. We got to get better and just try to grow it the best we can.
Obviously, you wanted to win more games this season, but one of the goals coming into this year was improving the run game, and you said you felt like that improved. How can you build off of that going into 2019?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is just the confidence level that we understand, that we have to run the ball and we can run the ball. We can do it in different ways. It's not just a situation where the run game was only one particular running style or one particular runner. It was a lot of different guys out there contributing, not only with the offensive line and the skill players, but, the backs that were carrying the ball too, and just for them to see that, feel that, understand the confidence behind being able to run the ball and how it controls the game. Understanding that when you can do that and you can have an opponent that you're able to run the ball against and how much it limits what they do, especially with a lot of the great teams that we have to play and the great quarterbacks that we have to play. There's just a direct correlation in how that fits on both sides.
What areas do you feel like this team needs to improve in order to win more games in 2019?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us is just going to be consistency. I think there's a lot of good plays on tape, but the games that we lost, there's not enough, and I think there's some big areas that we have to really kind of eliminate some of the bad football. The turnover situation, we have to do a better job of that. We have to try to get more turnovers on defense, and the penalty situation. We certainly had a couple games this year where, especially early penalties cost us, and they really, probably swung the game into not our favor. And if we can do a couple of those things a little bit better, again, I think we had 3 games with, under 6 total points. So those are tight games. We have to do all the little things right, and penalties are a big part of it.
We'll turn the page to looking ahead to this next year. How does ending the season on a win help you in the off season as you're building with this program?
Yeah, well, I definitely think it's obviously, you want to feel as good as your last game, and the win was obviously critical for us in that accord as we move forward. But I think it was just another great example for us to understand and, the process that has to take place when we get into the season and how important it is to build through the course of the week. So, Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and how it all fits together and how it can all tie together into, a good complete game with all 3 phases. So having that as kind of our lasting little taste of the season, I think is a good idea so that when we get back into it, we can, hopefully pick right up where we left off.
What's your first order of business as the off season begins?
It's going to be a lot there. I mean, I think I'll take a minute and try to relax here for a second. But we're really I'll just keep pushing. We want to get back to 2019 and get right and get working and just start as soon as we can. So I understand I got a lot of work to do and I got to get better and this team's got to get better and the sooner we can get on that the better I'll feel.
All right, the topic that is going to be the topic of conversation for fans and media is going to be the draft now that we are entering the offseason. You guys have the number 8 pick. What advantage can a top 10 pick give you?
Well, I mean, we'll, when we get into that process here, we'll obviously understand the different talent level that's out there. But I think when you have, top 10 drafting power, from that standpoint, it also gives you a value of trade. So I think there's things in there that we can do, or teams might look for those particular spots, or we might have a player that we like in those spots through the course of the draft. But, we'll attack that when we get to it. But certainly, we're excited about trying to make our team better, whether it's in free agency or the draft.
Clean-shaven beard must be the sign of a new year.
Yeah, we were ready to get going.